continue with our class Kosher Kitchen, and we start with the Sefer Shmiras Haloshon. And today's topic is very good topic. Talking during the Torah reading. So that's a good recipe. If somebody wants to cut their life short, that's a good recipe. Okay, so let's see. Unfortunately, adult conversation often begins with stories that are filled with the beginning to the end of Lashon Hara. When held in a synagogue, such conversation usually begin prior to the Torah reading, but when the reading commences, the speaker continues his narrative so that he speaks Lashon Hara, even as the words of the Holy Torah are being read. Often this person is among the distinguished members of the congregation who sit at the eastern wall, as his sins is committed in the full view of everyone. In this way, one is guilty of desecrating HaShem's name in public, meaning that the presence of the 10 Jews, the most severe form of Hilul HaShem. So let's do this piece again, and we're going to explain. So one more time, the topic is talking during the Torah reading. So, and when it's one of the considerations, I always tell people when you need to, when you decide what synagogue you're going to go to, right? If you have choice, of course. If not, you have to make yourself a choice, move to a place where there is a choice. So you have to see how people behave during the Torah reading, during the prayers, if they talk or not talk. So it's very, very important. Don't be impressed how big the shul is, how people friendly, schmendly. That's number 17. So maybe if they're not so friendly, but they do not talk during the davening, that's the best. Okay, so let's see. I mean, of course, the best is, I would say, the balance. But if they talk during the davening, prayers doesn't matter. Torah reading doesn't matter how friendly they are. It's not the place to be. So from the beginning, and we're going to explain. Unfortunately, idle conversation often begins with the stories that are filled with from the beginning to the end of Lashon Hara. Okay, so that's some people, as we said before, they come to the synagogue only on Shabbos. They haven't seen each other for some time, and they start the story. How are you? Where were you? And that's how it starts, right? So basically, there is some kind of interruption. There is no prayers like when they bring the Torah out. So if, some people feel that it's a free time or some intermission or something, which is not. When held in a synagogue, such conversation usually begin prior to the Torah reading, right? So they have to open the Torah, they have to prepare gabbais, they have to find the appropriate place. So it takes idle maybe 1 minute, like 2 minutes, depends on the synagogue, but no more than 2 minutes. Because usually they already rolled the Torah, everything usually is ready, usually. Okay. So 1 to 2 minutes, but people start the conversation. But when the reading commences, the speaker continues his narrative so that he speaks Lashon Hara even when the words of the Holy Torah is being read. So of course he cannot stop at this point, and he continues speaking. So I mean, so of course it depends on the congregation. In my synagogue, nobody speaks. I mean, there are some clowns sometimes, like very rare, like they could not hold themselves. I don't know what something like that. But usually in my place, people don't speak. Even the biggest Reshaim, they know not to speak during the Torah reading. But during the blessings, unfortunately, some of them would speak, right? But I've been to places where I continue speaking during the Torah reading. Absolutely. Often this person is among the distinguished members of the congregation who sit in the western wall. So what does it mean? So especially in the olden days, or in a place where they build the buildings, building from the beginning, like they can design how the layout of the building. So it's proper. For Aron Kodesh, right? The Holy Ark be in Eastern Wall, right? Eastern Wall, and of course there is where Rabbi sits, and of course he faces the congregation. That's a different. If you want to know what's the difference between Rav and Rabbi, so a Rabbi faces the congregation. Rav faces the wall. That's the difference. Okay, so this rabbi faces the congregation. Usually there are chairs next to the rabbi for president, vice president, all of the presidents, all of the gvirim, all of the important people in the synagogue, and of course, like everybody facing them, and they're talking. Like how crazy you should be, like in front of everybody when Torah is being read. Often this person is among distinguished members of the congregation who sit at the eastern wall, right? So meaning facing everybody. So that his sins committed in full view of everyone. So it's not like he's in a corner, he's in the back, he's hiding some. No. It's in the view of everybody, right? In this way, he's guilty desecrating Hashem's name in public. So he cannot care less what's going on in the shul, right? Meaning that the presence of the 10 Jews is the most severe forms of Hil Hashem. Okay, so commentary. See the Sefer was Rambam 63. So Hil Hashem. So a person who commits Hil Hashem and does not do Teshuvah, it's not so easy, but it's possible. So he's actually going to Gehinom 7th level and never return. One of the 3 people. So it's not good to be in this category of people. So when you looking for a synagogue, when you're looking to move, so that's the first thing that you have to assess. Do they talk during the davening or not? So if you think that you're going, somebody is going to come and change the whole congregation, and now they spoke, and now you're going to rebuke them, you're going to say Dvar Torah, and they're going to stop talking. So don't count on it too much, right? So it's better it's easier for us to move than change people. Okay. Continue. Not how many prohibitions this man has transgressed, meaning the one who is talking. Number 1, the prohibition against speaking Lashon Hara, right? Number 1. As signs for numerous other commandments, both positive and negatives, which one may transgress when speaking Lashon Hara. As we said, the count between the positive and negative, if I remember correctly, 21. Was it 21? Yeah, positive and negative. Of course, it's almost impossible to transgress all of them, but many of them absolutely, like a combination of them, right? So it's one issue, huge issue. This Lashon Hara. Number 2, the sin of you shall not desecrate the holy name, as it says Vayikra 22:32, which is mentioned above as transgression in public. So person who talks in a shul, and shul, as we said before, is a miniature Beis Hamikdash, right? Beis Hamikdash miat, right? That small Beis Hamikdash. So he said, Hashem is not here. His presence is not here. Why? Because I'm here. I'm more important. So in these places, when nobody rebuked this person, so there is no Shekhinah. There is no point to go there to pray. Number 3, he has ignored the Torah reading, right? And actually, in the Torah reading, we're obligated to hear every word of what Baal Korah says. Of course, you have to follow along, but you follow along. To make sure that if you miss one word, like possible, right? So at least you read it yourself. Continue. Even if he has missed a single verse or single word, here we go, the sin is enormous. Meaning what? Because he was talking. If a person was, I don't know, he had a headache and he could not concentrate, and that's one thing. But if the guy was talking, for sure, his sin is enormous for every word. And plus, I would say he actually prevented others from hearing. So for sure, it's he caused other people to sin. For our sages can consider a serious sin even to leave the synagogue while the Torah are reading in a progress. So it's Brachas 8a. So it's actually Shulchan Aruch says if somebody who leaves the synagogue when Torah reading is in progress, so his ear is going to be cut for sure. So he's going to die early. Why? Because Torah is a book of life, and one who separates himself from the book of life, that's what he deserves. So if, for example, you need to go to the bathroom, there is no problem. Just wait between aliyahs when person say the blessing after or right after the Torah reading, so you can go and then come back. How much more so the reading regarding the one is present at the Beis HaKnesses synagogue, and whose craving for idle conversation, Haloshon hara, caused him to ignore the words of the living God. Right. So if it's if this punishment to shorten somebody's life when you just walk out quiet, you didn't say anything. Needless to say, when the person is in a synagogue and everything he wants this idle conversation, and he ignores the word of the living God. Often this occurs on Shabbos, of course, because all of the clowns are there, when the sin is far greater than a weekday, as stated in many holy works. So first of all, why? Because the Shabbos is more holier than other days. That's obvious. And second, the more people come. That's another issue. So on Thursday, today's was Torah reading on Thursday plus Rosh Chodesh reading. So I mean, first of all, there are only a few people. Not on. I mean, regulars. Then no clowns. Everybody have to go to work or to do their business after the davening. So everybody's quiet. It's like so quiet. It's unbelievable. HaShem. To all of the above is added the sin of engaging in idle conversation in a Beis HaKnesses or a Beis Medrash, which is great sin, as stated in Shulchan Aruch, Orach Chaim 151.1, and certainly when such a conversation is in the form of Lashon Hara. So in Shulchan Aruch 151, Shulchan Aruch says it is forbidden to have an idle conversation in a synagogue. So what is the idle conversation? How are you? How was your day? That's idle conversation. So it's already desecration of the place. So again, when you try to find the place for you to pray, so find when the least talking. Stop here. Any questions on what we said before we continue? Just one second. Let me drink some water. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. So we continue with our class Kosher Kitchen, and our topic is it's chapter 6, common basar v'chalav problem. Okay, so basar v'chalav, it's meat and milk together, combinations, etc., etc. So now section F, we're on page 161 if somebody follows, and our topic is Iruy, liquid poured from the hot utensil. And so just to remind us what we said when we were learning the laws of Shabbos, right? So this about this Iruy. So the stream of the water that comes from the first vessel, Kli Rishon, is considered to be as a Kli Rishon. So meaning that it has potential to cook, even though it comes in a secondary vessel, it has a potential to cook for sure. So when you're making coffee or tea is a different story, let's put it away, but you're making a coffee, instant coffee, right, on Shabbos, so you make it in a second cup, right, in a cup, forget about cup. So you put the sugar, whatever you need, this coffee in a cup, then pour in a clean cup, dry cup, you pour the water from your kettle, right, and water urn, and then you pour in a third cup. So in order not to cook, not to cook coffee, not to cook sugar, even though it is cooked, but it's considered to be liquid in some sense. We do it through the second vessel. Why? Because of exactly the same issue, Iruy. Okay. So it says in chapter number 2, section C2, okay, we discussed this concept of Iruy Kli Rishon. So Iruy meaning a pouring from Kli Rishon, the first vessel. When hot liquid is poured from the hot pot. Okay. We know that Iruy can cause transmission of the taste to the klipa of the surface upon which it is poured. The question of Iruy is related to our discussion of contact between meat and dairy utensils. So again, our topic is only about mixture of meat and milk together, right? So let's do this paragraph one more time. We're going to explain one more time. So previously we discussed the kinds of Iruy Rishon, so pouring from the first vessel when the hot liquid is poured from a hot pot. So hot pot is, we say, it's above temperature Yad Seledas Bo. What is Yad Seledas Bo? When your hand recoils, that's Yad Seledas Bo. So there are different opinions, but approximately 71 degrees in Celsius, in Fahrenheit and Celsius, I think it's 41 plus minus. I don't remember exactly. Continue. We noted that Iruy can cause transmission of the taste to the klipa of the surface it is poured. So if you pour this chicken soup, for example, which is considered to be meat, as we said before, and it's very hot, right? So this stream of the chicken soup, right, when you pour from the vessel, can transmit the taste into the klipa. Klipa is the surface of the utensil. Okay. The question of Iruy is relevant to our discussion in a contact between meat and dairy utensils. Okay, so let's see. Number one, hot meat pour into meat dish. So basically, our goal is to understand what should we do in this scenario. Do you have to kosher? Can you eat? First of all, can you eat food? Right? First question always. And second question that we have to have in mind: do I need to kosher either utensil? Okay, so continue. If hot food is poured from a kli rishon into ben yama meat dish, or the hot gravy is poured into ben yama dairy dish, the milk or gravy must be discarded, and the dish must be koshered. For example, one boils milk and mistakenly pours it into meat cup to have a hot cocoa. If cup was a non-ben yama, the milk is permitted, but the cup must be koshered. Okay. So let's do this again, and we're going to explain. So one more time, topic: milk poured into meat dish. So dish. So here in this section, it looks like the second utensil is empty. So there is no only one substance. Okay. So one more time, if hot milk is poured from a kli rishon, kli rishon is we said what is a kli rishon is a vessel in which something was cooked or warmed up. Okay, that's a kli rishon. So it's very hot, meaning it is very hot. So one more time, if the milk is poured from kli rishon into ben yama meat dish. So ben yama, we said it's a utensil that was used in the past 24 hours, meaning that it's absorbed the taste. In this case, so we pour in milk into a cup, right? As we're going to say, into cup that was used with meat soup, for example, right? In the past 24 hours. Okay. So meaning this cup is considered to be meat cup. Okay. Because less than 24 hours. Okay. Continue. Or opposite is also true for hot meat gravy poured into ben yama dairy dish. Doesn't matter, right? So the same exactly scenario. The milk or gravy must be discarded, and the dish must be koshered. Meaning, in this case, it's only one dish. The dish must be koshered because they did not touch. So last time we were talking about when they touch on the surface and they on the same stove, in the same oven, all of these cases. But here is you just pour in from one into another. So only one must be kosher, but he is very clear. He say this gravy or milk, whatever you put in, must be discarded, right, thrown out, and the dish must be kosher. Why? Because it was not ben yama. So we're talking again for those who join us the first time. So this dish was completely clean. So we're not talking about that there was residue completely clean, but was used less than 24 hours a day. Okay, so despite of that, so we said that the taste is going to be absorbed with this gravy, right? Milk taste is going from the dish is going to absorb into the gravy, or opposite, meat taste from the dish is going to absorb into the milk. Same story. Okay. And then he says, see chapter 14 with regard to which utensil may be kosher. So not all of I'm not going to discuss it now. We discussed it before, a little totally different topic. Not all of the utensil can be koshered. Okay. Continue. For example, one boils milk, he mistakenly pours into meat cup to make hot cocoa. Right, so it's some people like to drink some, for example, like chicken soup or some vegetable soup that was like cooked on a meat broth, right? So for diet reason, whatever they cannot eat, they don't want to eat, they don't want to drink from the cup. There is no problem. So many people have this meat cup, right? But we said before that it must be marked, so nobody can make any mistake. Okay, so it was meat cup, and somebody poured their hot milk to make cocoa. Okay, continue. If the cup was not benyamo, the milk is permitted, but the cup must be koshered. Okay, so here we go. So if the cup was non-benyamo meaning that it was not used for more than 24 hours. It was clean for more than 24 hours. Okay, so meaning that as we said before, just to remind us, or for people who just joined us today, that when the utensil stands clean for more than 24 hours, the taste that absorbed into the walls of the utensil is going to spoil. So it is there, but it's spoiled taste. So the milk then we pour into this cup, right? The clean cup that was not used for 24 hours milk is allowed. Okay, you have to pour to the milk utensils back, but basically the milk is allowed, but you must kosher the cup. Okay. Okay, that's scenario number one. Number two. Water poured from a non-kosher pot. One more thing that we have to keep in mind. So exactly the same rules apply if food was not kosher. So it's milk and meat combinations or not kosher food. It's exactly the same laws. Okay, continue. Water poured from non-kosher pot. If hot water is poured from a benyamo non-kosher pot into kosher cup, the water is discarded, but cup must be koshered. Okay, so one more time, we have a non-kosher pot, and they boiled water, so regular water, right? Clean water. It's like it's no taste there, right? But this pot is not kosher. So one more time, if hot water is poured from benyamo non-kosher pot, so meaning this pot was used for non-kosher food in the last 24 hours. So and they pour it in a kosher cup. The water is discarded exactly as the previous example, right? But cup must be koshered. Okay, so not all of the cups may be koshered, but we're going to discuss later. Number three, when poured from a clean utensil of one type into a utensil of another type. So it's very interesting, right? So both of them, one more time. Water poured, we're talking about water, from clean utensil of one type, from the milk cup. So milk cup, for example, if a person drinks coffee, right, with a creamer or with milk, so this cup becomes milk cup for sure. So you have to mark. So so like put letter D as a dairy, or make a different color by like separate cup, but make sure that if you drink coffee with milk, or kids drink Coke or hot chocolate, whatever people drink, so make sure that it's a totally different cup, or it's marked so nobody would make a mistake. Okay, and keep it separate in with all your dairy utensils. Okay, so now this is clean. Of course, you can drink, if you want to drink water, you can drink from this cup, clean cup. There is no problem whatsoever, right? So they pour water. Okay, continue. If, for example, one pours hot water from the meat pot, right, meat pot, into dairy cup, both ben yamo, the cup should preferably koshered. Okay, so let's do this example again. If for example one pours water from the meat pot into dairy cup, so it was they boiled water, so they for whatever reason they boiled water in a meat pot that was clean but was used during the last 24 hours into dairy cup that also was used during 24 hours. The cup should the cup should preferably be koshered. Okay. So the problem because most likely that this water absorbed the taste from the utensil, from the hot utensils that it was there. Okay, continue. If the cup cannot be koshered, for example, a ceramic mug. So here we go. So he's one hint. Ceramic utensil we do not kosher. So I mean we said it a few times before, but just for people to know. Unless you used it only for cold drinks. For example, you have a special cup or mug like that you use only to drink I don't know, like orange juice. Okay, so your favorite cup. So it's easy to kosher. Right, or even it was some non-kosher liquids. Also, it's possible to. So, for example, you have wine, not kosher wine. Since it was cold, it's no problem. But here, if it was hot and it was ceramic, so we cannot kosher. So one more time, if the cup cannot be kosher, for example, ceramic mug. It may be used after waiting 24 hours. If either the pot or the cup is non-ben yamo, the cup need not to be koshered. So that's a big difference between ben yamo and non-ben yamo. So let's do this example one more time and we explain. If cup cannot be koshered, for example, ceramic mug, it may be used after waiting 24 hours. So meaning what? So meaning the kosher is not going to work. So there is no point. I mean, but we can rely on opinion that the taste is going to spoil after 24 hours. Okay. If either the pot or the cup is non-ben yamo, so meaning they were not used for 24 hours, the cup need not to be kosher at all. Okay. So continue. Number 4, water poured in or water poured from or into the soil, meat, or dairy utensil. So I mean that's very clear that if it is dory, so it's so it's going to absorb. Okay. So one more time, water poured from or into soiled meat or dairy utensil. If hot water is poured from soiled or meat soil meat pot into clean dairy cup, the cup must be koshered. Okay, so I mean that's if right, if we said if it's from clean one, you have to kosher. So needless to say, from the dirty one you have to kosher. If water is poured from a clean ben yama meat pot into soiled dairy cup, the cup should be koshered if possible. Okay, so let's read one more time. If water is poured from a clean ben yama meat pot, right? So meaning they're clean water, in a pot that was not used for 24 hours, that was used for 20 in a period of 24 hours for meat, right? And now we pour this water, clean water, into the into the soiled dairy cup, right? So the cup should be kosher if possible. Okay. Continue, number 5. Any questions before we continue? Because those are totally different topics. I mean, they're not totally, but very different scenarios. Okay, so then we continue. Number 5. Water poured from Parve pot into the meat and dairy dishes. So, okay, so let's try to understand the scenario. Water poured from Parve pot. So Parve means it's not dairy and not meat. Right? Not dairy, not meat. Into meat or dairy dishes. So it should be like no issues. But let's see. If hot water is poured from a Parve or non-binyamo pot or the sink faucet into the meat and dairy binyamo dishes inside or atop each other, they should be koshered, regardless of whether the dishes are clean or not. This is a common problem when dishes or silverware find their way into the wrong sink, and the hot water is turned on over the dishes of both types. This is especially common occurrence in homes with a non-Jews or non-religious Jewish housekeeper. So of course they cannot care less. So that's a big issue. So of course, as we said before, there are solutions. So use disposable or something. Okay. So or train them not to do that. Okay. So one more time from the beginning, and we're going to explain. If hot water is poured from a Parve, right? So from a Parve pot, there is no. He's trying to say there is no problem with the water, or non-binyamo pot. So again, there is no problem with the water. So the water is not going to transmit any taste, right? So from Parve pot or non-binyamo pot, or the sink faucet, also hot water, but it's neutral. Into meat and dairy binyamo dishes inside of top of each other. So person put into the sink, right, meat and dairy dishes, dirty dishes, and open the faucet, or they pour from a Parve pot. So they pour in from a Parve pot. Here's example that I have. For example, you just cook spaghetti and you want to pour water out. That's it. That's it. So it's Parve, hot water, right? And somebody by mistake put meat dishes and dairy dishes that the kids just finished their cereal, whatever they ate, and they put in the same sink. That's disaster in a half, right? Right. So all of the dishes must be kosher because the water was hot. Right, and most likely it's spilled from one utensil to another, regardless whether the dishes are clean or not. So, okay. So, I mean, if they would be clean, if they would not be in a sink. That's the way I see it, right? So there is some taste for sure is going to travel from one to another. This is common problem when the dishes and silverware find their way in the wrong sink. So it's very preferable. So if you have somebody like this in a home, as somebody is visiting, or somebody you have a guest not observant and even not familiar with your setup in your kitchen. So for example, some people have one sink and they manage to do everything in one sink, as we said before, right? So you know exactly what to do. You're very careful. And you know how to wash the dishes. But other people want to be helpful, but with this help, they can ruin the whole kitchen, right? So you have to be strong, like make a rule in your house. Nobody is coming to my kitchen, right? So if you want water, I'm going to bring you out, right? He's a dining room, these different rooms, so he's a water, he's a refrigerator. So don't bring anything to the kitchen, leave on a dining table. So I'm going to do it myself. So and you do this rule, and people would get the point not to mess up with your dishes, basically. Okay, so this is common. Problem with dishes: the silverware find their way into the wrong sink, and hot water is thrown over the dishes of both types. Okay, so this is especially common occurrence at the house of non-Jews or a non-religious Jewish housekeeper. Okay, so you have this housekeeper, you have this babysitter who is not Jewish. So I mean, she does not care. She does whatever she does in her house. She's trying to be polite. She finished drinking her coffee with the cream, and she wants to put this into the sink. That would be nice, right? That's what she was told in the house. But the only difference in your house, that's a different sink, right? That's a big issue, of course. So continue. Number 6, put in. But if you are faced with this issue, and sometimes people have like several different babysitters, so it would be impossible to teach all of them. They're not Jews or not religious. Simply do not care. So it would better for you to get disposable dishes. That's it. The disposable cups. Nothing is going to go to the sink. Only to the garbage. So that's like simple solution. Number 6, pour in Parve liquid into the hot meat or dairy. Okay, so let's see. So one more time, pour in Parve liquid, so meaning not milk, into the hot meat or dairy. Okay, so let's see. One should not pour cold liquid from the kosher utensil into hot non-kosher food. There is in Haloshon. In the opinion of some authorities, one should not even pour hot liquid into Haloshon of non-kosher food. If one did pour even a cold kosher liquid into non-kosher food in a Haloshon, Beezrat, so after the fact, right? The remaining food is a kosher. The remaining food in the kosher utensil is permitted. It should follow from this that one should not pour water from a Parve utensil into the hot meat or dairy that is in a Haloshon, if remaining water is to be used with food of the other type. So let's do it from the beginning, and we're going to explain. So one more time from the beginning. One should not pour cold liquid from a kosher utensil into hot non-kosher food. I'm not sure why would somebody do that, but okay. So one should not pour cold liquid. So let's make it water from a kosher utensil into hot non-kosher food. There is a Haloshon. So this non-kosher food is a Haloshon. Haloshon, we said it's a utensil in which it was cooked. So meaning it's very hot. So kosher utensil is cold, liquid is cold, and they pour this cold liquid into the hot utensil. Okay. In the opinion of some authorities, one should not even pour hot liquid into the Haloshon of non-kosher food. So do not. So okay. So we need to see the reason. What is the issue, right? What I'm going to spoil this non-kosher utensil. It's not kosher as it is. So I'm not allowed to pour cold liquid, right? So and some even say not hot liquid. So what is the problem? We need to understand. In the opinion of some authorities, one should not even pour hot liquid into Haloshon of non-kosher food. Okay. Just one second. One second. So I missed one commentary, so let's quickly see. So Rima on 105.3 says that several theories have been offered in explanation of this halacha. Essentially, the steam of the heat of the bottom foot creates a connection between the two utensils. It impairs the taste into the liquid of the upper utensil. I'm not sure if we learned it before. Maybe I think we did like very long time ago. So we were talking about this, that when the continuous stream connects one utensil to another. So even with a cold liquid, right? So with in a kosher utensil, you have cold liquid, and you pour this cold liquid water. Make it simple, cold water into the hot non-kosher utensil. Let's say there is a meat is cooking there, non-kosher meat, right? So when you pour that, so that through the stream, they two utensils actually connect, right? So the heat from the bottom foot creates connection. The heat, right? Heat rises the two utensils and impairs the taste of the liquid into the liquid of the upper utensil. So through the liquid, the taste is going to travel into into this kosher utensil and make it not kosher. Okay, so it's that's the reason. So and second opinion that it was even more stranger, right? So the same, some say, now the opinion, some authorities, not everybody, say even the hot water you cannot pour from kosher utensil into the non-kosher food. So what is the problem? So it says, so however Rima disagrees, one second. It may be, it seems illogical, right? As we said, it may seem illogical that Halachah is more lenient regarding hot liquids. However, since the explanation, okay, they do not give us explanation, just see where to see. I mean, for me, the logic is not so obvious. So if it's hot, the taste is mixing faster than cold and hot. Okay, but let's see. That's the halacha. If one did pour even cold kosher liquid into non-kosher food. One more time. If one did pour even cold kosher liquid into non-kosher food in a clearly shown, so exactly our case, b'diavad, after the fact, the remaining food in a kosher utensil is permitted. If one did pour even a cold kosher liquid into non-kosher food into in a clearly shown b'diavad, the remaining food in a kosher utensil is permitted. So let's say maybe this spaghetti case is good. So you cook your spaghetti. You have this extra water that you don't need, and you pour this water into a non-kosher utensil, right? Let's say it's something that is still on the fire. It's very hot, or just removed from the fire, right? So this non-kosher meat, and you pour water into that utensil for whatever reason, just hypothetical case. So after the fact, they say that the spaghetti is allowed, right? So even though it's a little not logical, but that's the halacha. And again, we don't have the explanation, but based on a number of notes and references, the explanation is not so simple. But we just can remember. Okay, so after the fact, it is allowed. Continue. It should follow from this that once It should follow from this that one should not pour water from a pot of utensil. So as we said, the spaghetti, right, into hot meat or dairy. That isn't clearly shown. If the remaining water is to be used with food of opposite type. Maybe okay, spaghetti case is not good here, so we're going to explain. So for example, you have meat and it's start burning, right? So and you need to add water, and you have water. in a Parve pot. So if you're going to add this water, this Parve water, like clean water, into the hot meat utensil, right, you pour, right? So you cannot use this water with a daily thing. So you cannot use, I'm not sure, with let's say, so you cannot use this clean water, and make yourself coffee with milk. Okay, that's what it says here. It's very interesting. Second checking time. Okay, so let's do maybe one more. And it says number 7, adding water on Shabbos Chulent. That's actually that's what we discussed before. Okay, so and so one of the most popular food on Shabbos is Chulent, and for Ashkenazim and Sephardim also like it. The Sephardim have different dishes, but the bottom line is the same. It's meat, it's beans or rice, like some that cooks for a very long time, and it's on slow cooker, right? So meaning what, that we're going to have some hot dish on Shabbos. That's the idea. Okay, so one more time. But since it cooks for a very long time, and sometimes people pour not enough water, or like it's usually they set it up before Shabbos, so it's very possible that on Shabbos it's going to be like not enough water, so the meat is going to start burning, or potatoes, whatever is it. So it says, based upon previous halacha, one who wishes to add hot water to cholent pot on Shabbos should rather not pour the water directly from the Parve kettle into the cholent pot if the remaining water in the kettle will be used for coffee and milk. The water should first be poured into the cup and then into the cholent. If one poured directly from the kettle into the cholent, the water in the kettle is unaffected. We're going to see why. One should certainly avoid holding the kettle directly in the steam of the cholent. If the hot steam from the cholent did not reach kettle, the Rav should be consulted. We're going to explain why. Okay, so from the beginning, and we're going to explain. So the cold water, so even as the cold water is out of the question. So on Shabbos, we're not allowed to cook water, right? So when you add cold water, and even room temperature water, like it was boiled. We simplify the case. The water was boiled, and now it cooled down. So we're not allowed to add this water into our cholent, right? So I mean, nowhere on Shabbos you're not allowed to cook water on Shabbos. Okay. So one more time. That's a Sephardic tradition says actually if the water was cooked, so meaning boiled or soup, whatever, so you can actually cook. So they follow these notions that there is no cooking after cooking, even with liquids. But Ashkenazim say no, there is a cooking after cooking with liquids. With solids, no, but with liquids, yes. So that's why we're not allowed to add even boiled water into the cholent. Okay. So one more time. That's our situation. And one more time. Based upon previous halacha. So previous halacha, I'm going to remind you the cold water. The cold water was more strict actually than the hot water. But on Shabbos is different. Okay, based on previous halacha, one who wishes to add hot water to the cholent on Shabbos, one who wishes to add because it's going to burn, meat is going to burn, should rather not pour the water directly from the Parve kettle. So if you have Parve kettle, so I mean all of them should be, I guess, Parve. That's my understanding. Into the cholent. The cholent pot, if the remaining water in the kettle be used for coffee and milk, right? So usually we try to keep this water in the kettle as a Parve always, because you can use it for a meat meal and for dairy meal, right? So you want coffee, with milk. Okay. So they say do not spoil this Parve utensil. So, but you can always pour into cup. So if you have meat cup, for example, right, and from that cup you can pour into this Chulent. But if you're going to pour directly from the kettle, as we said, this stream is established, and you would not be able to use this water with your coffee and milk. The water should first be poured into a cup, and then into the Chulent. Okay, so as we said, through the cup. Okay, and preferably it should be meat cup, as we said. If one poured directly from a kettle into the Chulent, okay, the water of the kettle is unaffected. So because why we said it's after the fact, hot in hot. One should certainly avoid holding the kettle directly in a steam of Chulent, so like somewhere like on a side or from the very high. If the pot steam from the Chulent can reach the kettle, Rav should be consulted, because for sure it's going to. I would say the best way is through the cup, but if it's not, like do it as high as possible. Okay. So let's see. I want to start anything new. Actually, let's do one more, and we got to the summary. So it says one more scenario is pouring water from a Parve pot into clean meat or dairy utensils. One more time, pouring water from a Parve pot into clean meat or dairy utensils. So it should be no problem. One may pour hot water from the Parve kettle into clean, even non-binyam, even if it was used in 24 hours, but clean, meat or dairy cup. The water in the kettle is unaffected, and even though the stream of hot water connects the two utensils. So this stream, we said it says like separate halachas for this stream. Okay, I guess we can stop here. Any questions on what we said? Let me know. Go ahead, please.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, if somebody eats a meal that contains meat, so basically he's restricted for the rest of the day to eat almost any food. I think.
No. What's that? Why say it? Only milk he cannot eat. So let's explain. So if somebody ate meat, right, for one of the meals, so he cannot eat only daily for the next 6 hours. That's it. So, but you can eat fruits, vegetables, other meat. You can do whatever you want, but no daily. That's the only difference. Yeah.
Because I test that example, but with tuna, I assume like it was meat. And I realized that almost all food like desserts were not. I didn't know if I went for no. It was not allowed because it had milk.
No. It's only the only prohibition is a combination of meat and milk together. So that's one. And our rabbis say so you cannot eat dairy after meat for 6 hours. That's it. That's it. So you can eat after you ate meat. You can eat fish. There is no problem. You can eat fruits, vegetables, like other meat, mizoines, bread. No problem whatsoever.
So it is not. It's only milk,
only milk, only dairy like cheese or something. Yeah, that's it.
But what about desserts that have milk like that?
Yes, yeah, okay. They consider it to be dairy. Period. Doesn't matter how much milk in there. So of course, it's only a minority of the milk, but does not make any difference. It's milk or butter or whatever is it. So it does not make any difference. Not allowed for 6 hours.
So that I realized when I ate tuna that, for example, I wanted to eat some cookies, and in the ingredients it had milk. So I realized, I cannot eat this for 6 hours, and I think it was 6 p.m. So basically, for the rest of the day, I was not allowed.
Yeah, but for tuna, fish is not meat. So fish is part of. You can eat the fish with meat. I mean, not together, like one after another, of course, or you can eat the fish with milk. There is no problem.
So a little one more thing. So if without the regard that is allowed, would be also not recommended in terms of health? I'm not sure.
What exactly?
For example, if I eat a meal that contains tuna, and I later on I eat cookies,
There is no problem.
or even a coffee.
No problem. You can eat fish and cookies at the same time. Some people do the sandwich. They put piece of bread, right, and put tuna on top and spread the tuna, and that's the sandwich. There is no problem. You can.
Okay, because I thought it was something not healthy. I don't know.
No. There is no problem whatsoever. What is not healthy is eating meat and milk without break. So we learned if you want to eat meat after the fish, I'm sorry, I apologize. Eat what is not healthy. It's dangerous food, dangerous combination. Eating meat and fish at the same time. So at the same time, meaning literally at the same time. But for example, if you ate fish, right? You finish, you clean the table. So Shulchan Aruch says you have to eat something hard, meaning piece of bread, whatever, some piece of vegetables, something hard, bread, and drink some liquids, and it's enough to cleanse your mouth and rinse your mouth, so you can eat meat. Or you want to do the opposite. You want to eat chicken and then you want to eat fish. There is no problem. So again, you finish with your chicken. You eat something hard, like piece of bread, something, cookies, whatever you eat, and rinse your mouth. I mean, rinse meaning you can drink. You swallow the liquid and you can eat the next thing. No problem. That's the danger. That's what our is now Shulchan Aruch listed under the dangerous foods. I mean, the combination is dangerous. Foods are normal.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any other questions? Anybody? Any topic? Anyone? Okay, then we go to Daniel.
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rabbi. No, first and foremost, is this class going to be uploaded eventually to YouTube?
Eventually, yes. I'm not sure what class we're uploading now, but yeah, eventually, yes, absolutely, all of them.
HaShem. Yeah, I was saying that because unfortunately I kind of missed most of the class because we had an earthquake while in the class, so I had to grab my stuff and run for my life. I live in a third floor of a building, and we've had 4 of these today here where I live, so yeah, I'm pretty scared actually.
Wow.
So yeah, I have a question that arose. So when there's like collective punishment, like does the punishment vary depending on the type of sins that the people make? Because I believe it's not the same like an earthquake from other type of natural disasters, so such as fire, floods, and the like. So is this type of this type of punishment are kind of tied to some specific sins that the people make?
I think it does. I just don't remember the Talmud actually discussing this specifically earthquake. So especially in some areas, the earthquakes are more common than in other. So in some places there is almost no earthquake, or like very light ones. You understand? But for sure, HaShem is. It says in the Tehillim many times. So HaShem is shaking the world to wake up. To wake up, I'm not happy with you. So it could be the whole country, the whole region, the whole nation doing something wrong. So what is wrong? I mean, if you see the news, most likely it's more than obvious what people are doing wrong, what people are saying on the street, the way they go against HaShem. You understand? Somebody left us a message today on the YouTube channel. On our clip that the women have to dress modestly. So this lady said it's not the ancient age. It's like it's not Stone Age. Oh, that's what. Well, you got stuck. So she said something like that. You got stuck in a Stone Age. You understand? So she's probably walks like a cow. Like a cow is not embarrassed, and that's fine with her. You understand? But it's not fine with HaShem. That's not what He wants from people. And sometimes He would shake the world for everybody to know. Look, maybe you're very comfortable in your penthouse or wherever they live, but I'm the king of the world, and I shake whenever I want to shake. To scare you. So to be scared is good. So maybe when people were running down, when they maybe would stop elevators, let's say, I'm just making up, right? From the 9th floor, so they were a little more humble than before. They're not in control. Okay. That's
Thank you.
That's a good question. So, but the people have to draw the conclusion, and I think in Talmud Brachos, so it says that every time that natural disaster occurs anywhere in the world, so a Jew has to understand that HaShem is sending message to me personally, to the Jewish nation. So HaShem said, okay, I'm punishing other nations, but for your sake, meaning what? To wake up you. They of course they're responsible for their sins, they deserve it, but I'm also not very happy with you, because if you were my holy nation, if you be so holy, this would not happen. But so meaning what? That when a Jew hear this message, something is a natural disaster, we have to apply to ourselves and do teshuva. So some introspection and see what's wrong with us. So for sure, like if we spend 3.5 minutes, so we find many things wrong with us. Even if you just analyze our days, how we behave, how we can, somebody needed our help, did I call right away, or I waited half an hour to be a little not available. Yeah, you understand? And I was contemplating, should I do it, should I not do it? And it's going to be expense of this and expense that, but it's old lady, and she asked me, and she relied on me, this and that. So all of these things are taken into consideration. So that's a message for that nation, for sure. That's clear message, and nation for every Jew. Right? Do teshuva. Hashem said, I'm punishing them, but it's warning for you. Okay. That's very scary. So when they say, or the goyim or the anti-Semites said that it's all Jewish fault, so in some sense, I'm planning to make this clip one day. So when they say it's all Jewish fault, I would say yes, in some sense it is a Jewish fault. It is a Jewish fault because Hashem said, I created this world for the Torah, for the Jewish nation, not for all of these idol worshippers. Right? And when my nation is not behaving, and unfortunately we know that we're not always behaving, right? So I'm going to shake the world. So because of you, because of them, I can destroy them. I do not care about them. It's like the father, right? The father. So he sees this it's an example from Rabbi Mizrachi, right? It's 1 a.m., right? 1 in the morning. So car pulls next to the park, right? All the thugs smoking the drugs there, right? So the guy comes and he finds his son and slaps him and start dragging and yelling and kicking him this boy is like, what are you doing? This and that, you embarrass me. He said, I should embarrass you, I should kick you even harder. And he said, but everybody were like, I'm the best of this gang, I'm the best guy. He said, I do not care. These people, they're not my son. They can kill themselves. I can care less. But you're my son. With you, I'm going to fight. So same with other nations. Okay, they are very, very precious in their own eyes. But HaShem said, I created the Jews and I care about you, and I'm going to shake world because of you. So others are going to suffer, of course. So we have to be on a very good behavior. It's good for us, and actually that's the mission of the nations of the world, to make sure that the Jews are serving the Father in heaven, right? So that's very important, right? So it's good for the Jews, good for the Father in heaven, good for them. Okay. Right. So anti-Semites, they right, but they do not know how to use this truth. That's the issue. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. No, this got me thinking a lot, because many of the people are not fully aware of this thing. They just think it's like some natural cause, and they take HaShem out of the equation most of the time, or I would say all of the time. So that just got me thinking, because I'm taking this like 4 earthquakes in a day is something tough. Like Hashem is trying to tell us something very serious here. So I don't know if I kind of should take this like personally, and first and foremost say, okay, I got to change myself, but perhaps I got to do more.
Mm-hmm.
Me, myself, I have to wake up even more. But can I do something to like bring more mercy from Hashem upon the people that I live with?
Yes.
Like perhaps to, I don't know, spread the word, and do something within my ability to spread the words of Torah amongst the people that I'm surrounded by.
Absolutely. That's for sure. You can bring the mercy to the world, that Hashem will see these people are changing, even a little. And to be a righteous Nochite, or to be a righteous non-Jew, it's not such an easy, hard thing to do. You understand? So if they even stop worshiping idols, start dressing modestly, stop cursing, stop this, stop that. So that's a big positive step. Absolutely, all of us can affect the world, right? All of us, absolutely. So we bring holiness to the world, and it affects our surrounding. And as opposite is also true, as we said before, our surroundings are going to affect us. So we must be very careful where we live and who we're surrounded by. So, for example, if a person cannot move and he's stuck or she's stuck, wherever they're stuck, but you can limit your interactions with people to the minimum, or wicked people. As we learned just recently in different class in Talmud Megillah, when it says that one person, it was Talmud Megillah, when it says when you look at the face of the wicked people, it's going to shorten your life. So people will watch the news about this guy, wicked person, that, politicians, I don't know, all of these wicked people. So it's not good. Beside that, it's going to give you depression and nightmares. So it's going to shorten your life. So we try not to look at these wicked people. So forget about the modesties. Forget about that. Is like, let's say it's man and he dressed in a 3-piece suit, right? Still, do not look at them. Understand? Okay. What else?
Rabbi, I have more questions.
Okay, go ahead.
But I don't know. Perhaps someone has more questions.
Okay, so let's check. So anybody else have any questions, any topic? Okay, Daniel, you're on. Go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi.
So if anyone just wants to say something, just raise your hand, and we're going to give you the word. Okay, go ahead, Daniel. You're on.
Thank you. So this is kind of an interesting question in regards to the thoughts of the non-Jews. So if the thoughts of the non-Jewish people are considered actions according to the Gemara, does that mean that when they have good thoughts, be considered as if they've done something like a good deed as well? I mean, not only the bad ones.
No. That's discrimination. No. This is advantage only for the Jews, right? For the non-Jews. So let me explain what he's asking. So it says in Gemara that when a non-Jew has a bad thought, meaning that he decided to hurt a Jew, right? And something like he was interrupted for whatever reason. So he was on the way, but something happened and it thwarted his plan. So he's punished 100% as if he did it all the way, in the worst scenario. But if he had a good thought and did not do it, so he's not rewarded, right? So, but with the Jew it's different. So if he planned to do something bad but did not do it, and for example, as for sure, the guy was planning to go with a married woman and did not do it, and then so he's not punished. I'm talking about the Jew. But if he had a good intention and he was prevented from the circumstances beyond his control, so if a person is living on a welfare, right, from the government, and he said, I want to build this yeshiva, Beezrat HaShem yeshiva, 7 floors with a dormitory, this and that, and okay. So the question is he going to get a credit for this? Absolutely not. Of course, it's his dream, and it's not practical. So he's not going to get rewarded. But if he was planning to do something good, and it was in his hand, and he was and he wrote a check, and he was going to the post office to mail the check, and he got hit by the car, or check was stolen. It doesn't matter what happened. So it's considered as he did it 100%, or he was prevented. I don't know. Somebody got sick, and he needed this money that he was planning to give to tzedakah, and he spent on his little nephew. You understand? Because insurance does not cover this surgery, and this little guy need the surgery yesterday. You understand? So in this case, the person is going to get full reward. But because it was visible, it was obvious that's what he wanted to do, and he wanted to do it with his whole heart, and something beyond his control prevented him. So that's the difference between intention and action of Jews and non-Jews. Okay. Yes, you're welcome. That's a very, very good question. Many people get confused. So because people have attention span, right? Difficulty, right? So they hear the first part, and second part is relevant. So meaning that they hear that if you have a good intention, it's like you did it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If he was laying on if somebody need a hand and he was laying on his couch and he's dreaming, I wish I can come and help this person. No, you did not come, so it does not count as you help him. Absolutely not. Okay. What else? Good question.
Yeah, I have another question.
Please.
It's like a Shkaba related one. It's like in a hypothetical scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we know a Jew that is married to a non-Jew, which is of course completely forbidden, and carries a horrible punishment for both of them. And of course, after noticing that none of them listen to the warnings of other religious people, other religious Jews, so if we get the chance, we do something to sort of sabotage the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Found out that one of them is cheating or the like.
Mm-hmm.
We person know about it or something like that. Of course, not by making stuff up or lying or the like, because think that we should strive for the shalom bayit from a relationship that is forbidden by the Torah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
So it's I don't know why you say hypothetical. It's very practical. It's very practical. So and I have one student in another country. It's very practical. So that's exactly what happened. And this stupidity of the people. So he's from one of this minority Sephardic community, but they're very very proud people, very so special. They almost like Kohanim that were what is it? Walking with Aaron Kodesh. Sometimes it's too much, and it's not proper in their culture to be poor or average. So it's not proper for them to work as a car driver, as truck driver. So they have to business owners, very very rich people. Unfortunately. Right, and it gets. They say it's our culture, and although I said it's not, but whatever, right? So, and brother of this young boy, he's I don't know, in his early 20s. I'm not sure, 22, 23, 24. I don't know, something like that, right? So, and the brother got married. So he wanted to marry the person. I'm not going to say from which part, but he married the girl from his tradition, and the girl from his tradition, she needs these diamonds, that. I mean, people crazy people. They make up all of these rules themselves. It has nothing to do with Judaism. It has more to do with they actually from this Muslim country, basically, right? So. And he said no, and he was asking his mother. My mother is divorced. Father does not care. So he was asking. Mother does not have money. I mean, whatever money, and basically based on his story. I'm not sure if it's based on brother's story. He wanted to marry a Jewish girl. It was too expensive to marry a Jewish girl. Listen to this. That's not first time that this news came to me, right? So he ended up to marry a non-Jew, right? Because it's cheaper, and he does not demand diamonds. She likes because she loves him because he's such a nice person. He's such a caring, this and that, and that's what stupidity of the people brought, right? So this young fellow, he's fire, right? So he asked me if now she's pregnant, so if he can do something now, of course not to break pregnancy, but something to make trouble in the family, right? To destroy the shalom bayis. We said absolutely, that's what you must do. You understand? So they're not allowed to be in the same room for 1 second. So yes, they say wife. What wife? With this wife in double quotes, you don't even need the nullification of the marriage. So in some instances, for example, when Jews married, and one of the party lied. Okay, so he tried to conceive that has a mental disease, and he's taking some pills, right? But then she found out. And of course, she would know. If she would know before the wedding, they would not proceed, right? So this wedding, this marriage is nullified. She does not need a get. Is nullified based on information, based on the information that was withdrawn. So it is formal document, is composed by Beis Din. They do the investigation, this and that. Okay, that's a formal nullification. In this case, there is no nullification because we do not recognize this marriage, period. You understand? So the guy asked, it's not hypothetical cases. If he can do something, we said absolutely, you have to do. Let's let them get divorced. Okay, and then don't consult this mother. She said we have this tradition, and then they cry. They went to Kabbalists. They said, what Kabbalists? So whatever the Jewish girl and this boy is leaning also the wrong way. So I'm trying to talk to him, and I said, doesn't matter. She's from this Sephardic community, from that Sephardic, from Ashkenazi. If she is a God-fearing person, she's a God-fearing person. That's the main point in all of the marriage. To marry somebody, a woman, must be God-fearing person. How do you know? Shlomo HaMelech told us. Okay, and Eshes Chayil, we're going to sing tomorrow to our wives. Eshes Chayil, the hymn for a wife. And it says the last line, she is this, that, all of the praises to a woman. And we praise her not because she is pretty, because it says in, I don't remember like how the verse go, but because beauty comes and goes, something like that in the same sentence. But God-fearing stays. So if she's God-fearing, that's the top. She's Ashkenazi, she's Hasidic, Sephardic, this Sephardic, that Sephardic, Litvish, who cares? You understand? But when these stupid people who do not, they're not very observant, this family is not very observant. So they say that we have our tradition. So because of this tradition that they push this boy, I mean, of course, maybe they do not push him too much, but because they said we only must marry in our own, that's created this issue. So understand? So now, yeah, we told the boy, go ahead, do whatever you need to do. Just make them fight or something. So they would get a divorce. Okay, for sure.
Wow, that was amazing, Rabbi.
Yes, so that's the case that I'm working on, Baruch Hashem.
That's incredible, Baruch Hashem.
Yes,
Baruch
Baruch
Hashem.
Hashem. So I mean, I hope this boy, this younger one, so it's the youngest son, so he would have a strength. But sometimes these mothers, they're so strong. So I'm a little puppy. That's why I understand over the years against these mothers. These mothers, they serve these children so much. They glue the children to themselves. So it's for children, it's almost impossible to separate from their mothers. And there were a few cases that mothers actually want the children back, with the cooking, with cleaning, with all of the compliments. Like, who is better than the mother? What about the boy? It's not the boy. The guy's in his 40s, so he cannot live with his mother. He cannot start dating because nobody, like no woman, is going to live up to the standard of his mother. No woman is going to cook him like a three-course meal for breakfast. You understand? Like mother. So he's another woman is like they didn't say she's 45 or something. Like also lives with the mother. It's like. This mothers win, unfortunately, and it's going to be full of these mothers. They're not allowed to do it to their children. When the time comes, they have to push the children to get married, right? That push, like support, not push like push out of the house, but support. Play the active role in marriage. Try to find the right shidduch, make calls, right, and put all of your energy to help your child to get married. Right, so that's not attach themselves even closer to themselves. That's a disaster. I'm dealing with, and sometimes I feel, tell the truth, I feel hopeless against these mothers. They are like very strong, unfortunately. Okay, so what else? Any other questions?
Yeah, I have
Go ahead.
two other questions that are kind of short ones.
Okay, go ahead, sure.
So, okay. In regards to someone that is in the process of conversion, I heard some time ago that Rabbi Reuven mentioned that when the person kind of deals a lot with, like, inappropriate thoughts and similar and the like, person should go and read the Gemara Masechet Makkot, the lenses.
Okay.
So is a person that is in the process of conversion and is dealing with this problem, is he allowed to read this Masechet just for the sake of cleansing his thoughts?
Okay, yes, I would say yes, but or even some other Torah is also good to cleanse. Oh, of course, it's Kabbalistic part that when you learn about Makkos, so just for to explain to everybody what you're talking about, when somebody transgresses many, not all, but many Torah prohibitions. All together we have 365 prohibitions. So a court, if court had witnesses that warn this person, if you do not stop this prohibition, so we're going to lash you with a lash, right? It's up to 39 stripes, right? So it's actually breaks many people. Of course, it breaks, like it's first of all, it's very humiliating. Like they tie the person like a cattle to the pole, right, and then whip them. Of course, like it's very humiliating, and plus it's painful, and person usually change their conduct. So meaning when you read about the punishment, so it helps a little, or a little. So but or just the more, as we said before. So if you push out all of these improper thoughts by adding more kedusha, so it was like your vessel. So that's the way I always imagine. Your vessel is going to be full, and there would no room for these improper thoughts. Of course, they are going to come, but only come and go. Right, come, so because it's full, so maybe they try to lay on top, but there is no room, and they will roll off. That's the way I imagine things. Okay. What else?
And the last one is something that just happened during the earthquake thing. When I was going downstairs, the gatekeeper was not there. There was a bunch of people trying to flee the building, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And since the guy was not there, I started running, looking for him, and I kind of yelled at him. Because, I mean, I'm not in the way to rebuke him, but to tell him to hurry up and open the door, because, we were in the middle of an earthquake, and God forbid if something happens, and the people were kind of trapped. But I kind of yelled at him. I don't know if I should go and ask him for forgiveness. I don't know. It was kind of tough for me to do that.
So so the two aspects to this question. So first of all, some people, they freeze when they see the danger, and that they are they're not prepared to face. They freeze. They do not know what to do. So you have to unfreeze them. Like sometimes you have to slap a person or something, right? Or you have to yell at them. Like so they know what to do. So did you do proper thing? Absolutely. So you save other people's lives. But it would be absolutely nice thing to do, to go and apologize, say apologize to them that, but thank you very much for your great job and stuff like that. So I give him compliments and rebuke him a little, and more compliments, and that's it. Yes, and you'll be good friends, I'm sure. So because he was doing his job. So the guy was doing his job, but his job was of course, he was not prepared for this. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't actually like rude, but he was like, I believe, like talking to someone in a car in the basement of the building or something like that. He kind of.
So he leaves his post, actually. He leaves his post, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Okay, so maybe if you apologize, it's still good for relationships. Okay. So as Rabbi Reuven says to this guy who said, look, I insulted my wife, and we had an argument. So he said, okay, you have to go apologize. So okay, but another time she insulted me, and she did not apologize. So what should I do? So Rabbi Reuven said, you have to go and apologize. And he gave a few more scenarios, and Rabbi Reuven always answered like two or three times. Yeah, I have to go apologize. So the guy said, Rabbi, what is logic? If she's right, I have to apologize. I understand that, but she's wrong. I have to also apologize. So Rabbi Reuven said, what do you want? You want to be right, or you want to see Shalom Bayis? Have a normal function family. What is your goal? What is your agenda? So many times we have to know, to see clear agenda. So agenda is to be nice, have a good relationship with other people. So you apologize, and he's going to respect you for that, most likely, right? And you have a good relationship with people. That doesn't matter who's right. So because in his mind he was right anyway. So okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he didn't like it much, actually.
Okay, so nobody likes rebuke. So it says, don't rebuke a fool, because he's going to hate you, right? But rebuke a wise man, and he's going to love you. So how do you know who is a wise man? If you tell him something wrong, and he's saying, thank you very much, I did not know this about myself. I did not know this issue. I did not notice. Thank you very, very much. You rebuke him, he's going to love you. Why? Because he's wise man. Because he knows his purpose in life is to work on my character traits. And somebody tells me like that's a shortcut for me to sit around with introspection, what's wrong with me, this. So maybe it's going to take hours. Maybe I'm going to figure out, maybe not. But this guy told me, okay. So you have to love this person. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Anybody else? We'll stop here. Okay, no problem. So if you have questions, save them for the next time. Beezrat HaShem, thank you very much for learning with us. It was a very successful week. We did a lot of overtime, answered many questions. Baruch Hashem, covered a lot of materials. Of course, some material is harder than the other, especially these kosher books, Kosher Kitchen book. But Beezrat HaShem, when you go over the book and listen to what we said in class, 1 time and 2 times and 3 times, it's going to be much more clear. So don't expect understand the hard material from the first time, from this book and from other books. Okay, so thank you very much. Good Shabbos, enjoy, and until Monday, Beezrat HaShem, same time. Thank you.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.